if you haven't been living under a rock, then you would well be aware of our country's intimate romance with this career, engineering. If the situation gets any worse, our dearest Prime Minister Narendra Modi might have to declare engineering as the national career of India. Most average Indian mothers today think at least once in their lives, Mera ladla beta bada hoke engineer banega. Now the fact that the ladla beta is barely able to add two and two together and has a flair for becoming a DJ is just a minor technicality. What are engineering businessmen for? Engineering businessmen sounds strange, right? Yes, I call them businessmen because that's what exactly they are. Their only concern in life is to go for a swim in a huge pile of money, like Scrooge McDuck. Remember that cartoon that used to see, or maybe we are still seeing that. So why should they be bothered about the kind of engineers that their institution is producing, and whether those engineers would actually make any difference between torque and momentum? So everything is peachy as long as they have the golden engineer tag on them. So don't get me wrong, I don't have a personal vendetta against engineering because I'm an engineer myself. I feel that it is a noble profession like many others, but the larger part of the so-called engineers are the byproducts of a mass sheep producing machine crying MBA instead of Mama. Hi, I'm Akshay Jalan, and thank you for watching this video. And I'm sure you have been on my channel for quite some time, and I wanted to mention to you that this idea of choosing careers which we have in India is quite faulty. Why I say it is faulty is because many of the students choose careers based on prestige, popularity and payment. While they may be important, but I think that more important is when the student understands the purpose of taking up their internship, problem that is going to solve, and the potential that he has in giving value to that particular career. Purpose, problem solving and potential. If you look at these three things, then automatically I think we'll have prestige, popularity and payment following the student. However, this awareness is not there, and to create this awareness I founded Career Vision Hub, where I'm not helping students not only to select the right career scientifically and systematically using tools like psychometry, astrology, but I help them to develop a right mindset and the skill set that is required for success in the professional world or the business world in the 21st century. So if you want to know more about this, I would invite you to go to my website jakshay.com or careervisionhub.com and register for my next webinar, and I'll see you there live. So now let's jump into this video and try to understand about popular myths about this career, engineering. Let's get into it. So if you've been dazzled by the IT dream, it's time for me to give you a harsh dose of reality. Here are some of the most popular myths about a career in engineering that have lived on for way too long. First is, I'm guaranteed to get a high package job. It's my favorite. Many of you knave souls may have the following formula in mind. Step 1, take admission in XYZ College of Engineering. Then step 2, survive long enough to get a BTech degree. And step 3, score a swanky job. And step 4, beat it. Wow, that sounds like a super amazing formula, doesn't it? I mean, all of us have heard the story of their cousin or friend or neighbor who graduated from his BTech and secured that 15 lakh package. Didn't that make you want to jump off your bed and just dive into your books? Well, only if life were so simple. What most of us don't realize is that those dream packages are only secured by a select few who are the best of best in the institution. Most engineering graduates have to content themselves with a package of 3 to 4 lakhs offered by masked recruiters. So agree that the growth rate in engineering is good, and that many who start with 3.5 are earning big bucks after a few years. But that is also not a guaranteed thing. Your growth would always depend on how you perform at your job. You won't be visited by a career fairy at night who will transform your package with one flick of the wand. Next comes, engineering should always be followed by MBA. So it's like, IIT plus dash MBA equal to big amount of money. I won't even wait for you to answer this question. We all know that IIT plus IIM, when they appear in the same sentence, Indians' heart skip a beat. You won't deny when I say that this one can easily qualify as the Indian dream. This dream is also the perpetuator of yet another common engineering myth, that MBA is the next logical step after engineering. Since BTech plus MBA is considered such a solid combination in our country, BTech graduates don't even think twice before enrolling themselves for CAT coaching. Just try to find the logic in the statement. Engineering की है, इसीलिए मैं manager बनूंगा. I mean, if you have studied engineering, why don't you become an engineer? True engineers are those mythical creatures that are working in technical fields such as dams, factories, petroleum refineries, etc. So if your ultimate goal is to hold a plush managerial job in an American agency, then are you sure? Then why did you waste your time with engineering? So it's a sad affair to see our country in the era of engineers when half the population comes with that tag. Okay? So I'm not saying that engineering should not be followed by an MBA. The problem happens when what you see on the screen is correct. When people feel that engineering should always be followed by an MBA. So engineering can be followed by an MBA. It's a good combination. However, it's not that engineering has to lead to an MBA. And if you really want to do an MBA only, then you could probably do it after the BBA also. So when you're looking at engineering and MBA, you're looking at actually combining the technical and the managerial worlds together. If that is your intention, then maybe it will make sense. Okay? Otherwise, it's not just following the rat race is not something that is going to be rewarding, because then your goal of your purpose behind choosing an engineering degree or an MBA degree is not clear. What is the problem that you're going to solve? What is the potential that you have? These all appear shaky. Next myth is I'll get settled right after graduation. So this one goes hand in hand with package one. Think if you have ever heard these lines, beta bas is तरह बीटेक कर लो, उसके बाद तो life set. I had heard this statement even in my class 10. First 10th में marks ले आओ, life set. Of course, because top companies are just flocking around to give $1 million jobs to every Tom, Dick and Harry, right? They obviously have a magical factory where jobs get created every minute, waiting for their engineering shining armor to come and take them. Why would they care about your caliber, your performance or your personality? I know, you're not dumb. You can sense the sarcasm. No, there's no magical world out there. There are jobs in abundance. With the boom of engineers in our country, the demand and supply ratio is seriously screwed. If you go to a random street and shout, who here is an engineer? You're guaranteed to see a lot of raised hands. In such a situation, thinking that you would be guaranteed a well-paying job right out of college is a very faulty assumption. You might have to struggle, especially if you're average. Next comes, college or university doesn't matter as long as it's engineering. So let's look at this particular fact, or it's not a fact, it's a myth. Imagine a situation. Two candidates apply to the same job. One is from an NIT, the other is from Mithulal Jamnadas College of Information Technology. No, this one doesn't exist. I'm just taking a name. Who is more likely to get the job? Of course, we have all heard that where you come from doesn't matter. It is what you have that matters more. That is all true, but to an extent. So the alma mater does hold value, and all colleges would not be always at an even ground, right? At the end of the day, the brand does hold some value. So colleges shapes your experiences, your personality, and even your placement. So in the battle of college versus course, there are times when college too comes over at the top. So if you want to understand more about college versus course, which is the best option, you can go through our course on college course choosing formula, which will actually help you to understand how to pick the right choice between the college and the course whenever there is a confusion. Let's continue with this video further. So now coming to the conclusion, I hope that the top myths about a career in engineering stand broken. So what I mean by that is the motive here was not to discourage you from doing engineering. The goal was to give you the right information so that you get into this with your eyes open. If you're still planning to choose engineering after reading this, do it by all means. Now you will at least do it for the right reason. Thank you for watching this video, and if you found it valuable, I would suggest that you please like, share and subscribe this video with your friends and colleagues. Also, I would highly recommend that you press the subscribe button so the next video on such interesting career options and understanding them in depth comes straight to you first. Thank you very much. All the best.